Previously on the Beverly Halls.
I miss you, brother.
Hey, Braylon.
Braylon was discharged from pediatric cardiac ICU. The tests take about 2 to 4 weeks, they said. Fast forward to 1 month after the genetic testing results came back. I don't know what's taking him so long to get down here. Like, we literally have 30 minutes. I really feel like we're all just kind of nervous at this point. Nobody really knows what to expect. It's been about a month since we've had an update from the doctor.
Braylon. I'm worried about Braylon and I'm worried about his thoughts.
Morning, Cannon.
Good morning, dude.
You got your shoes on?
I hate leaving this house. I just want to be in my house all day. I love my house. We don't got...
Honey, today's really important.
We don't got 30 minutes.
Did you take your medicine?
No.
Go get your medicine, man. Braylon takes his medication most of the time without saying anything, but some of the times I have to get him up in the morning and I make him take his medicine.
Please get your medicine.
He's not even taking his medicine.
The fact that Braylon is dealing with this at such a young age, I think all of us are kind of just in shock. I don't know what they're gonna say today, but it's kind of just like frustrating whenever you haven't had answers for so long. So do you understand what today's appointment is about?
Kind of. I don't want everyone to have to feel bad for me. So I just try to keep quiet and keep my feelings and my thoughts to myself.
Well, today you have to, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to take a stress test. Here, let me get you some water. Do you understand what a stress test is, or?
No.
So a stress test is essentially the doctor is gonna stick you on, we only have sparkling, is that okay?
Need some orange juice. You need more candy. Right now I feel like we running just not late, but almost late. As soon as they drink their orange juice, take these pills, we can get on our happily good way.
Okay, I don't want no orange juice.
Cannon, here, take some, please.
No, there's
Cannon,
little,
drink your orange juice.
There's little pieces. I hate orange juice in this house because it's disgusting. It got little tiny nasty things in it, and my parents want me to drink it all.
It's
Cannon,
called pulp.
It's called pulp. Drink your orange juice, please.
How are you feeling about today? Are you feeling all right about that?
I know this has to be really hard on my parents. I don't think it's fair that they have to be so worried all the time. Hopefully we'll get the answers that we're looking for today, because I want everyone to be able to have a peace of mind around here.
So pretty much we have to get everybody out of the house, and my nails are janky. We actually have a lot of things that we need to do today. Braylon just is at the top of the priority list with his appointment being at 9 a.m.
Ready?
All right, buddy. No matter what, you're gonna be all right. We love you. Everything's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I think Brad's heart is doing very good. I'm a little worried about my brother. He's my best bud, and I love him so much. I don't want to see anything happen with him. I want the doctor to take good care of him so he can play lots of video games.
At this appointment, I'm really just expecting to have some sort of answer to what in the heck has been going on. Why haven't we changed the medication sooner? Why is it that we don't have anything in place to figure out exactly how severe and how serious this is?
And so he started you on this medicine, the Nadolol. You good at taking it?
Yeah, every single day.
Good. Are there any days where you forget to take it? Well, this is the results of the genetic testing. I know I called you about it when I first got it back. It's something called long QT type 3. It sounds like the medicine is doing a good job, so.
I feel like I understand about most of what the doctor's saying to me, but some of it still just doesn't make any sense.
At this point, I would say let's just continue on that. Now, if he has either side effects that say we have to try a different medicine, or if heaven forbid he has another fainting episode that suggests that the medicine's not doing its job of keeping the heartbeat normal, then there's other medicine that we can use. Normally, in order to start that type of medicine, I recommend that we bring him back into the hospital.
While the doctor's talking, I'm a little bit confused. I get it, guys. He's been to school, he takes care of hundreds, possibly thousands of kids, but Mama Bear inside of me is like, listen, doc, my son wasn't playing sports whenever this happened. My son wasn't exerting himself in any kind of physical activity. He simply walked from his desk to the bathroom and his heart stopped. passed out, whatever you want to call it. So for me to sit back and say, okay, let's just wait and see if it happens again, I'm not the happiest camper right now. I don't like that approach. I don't think that it's the smartest approach to sit around and wait with a 20% chance of fatality if it does happen. So I'm not too happy about this.
At some point, especially if we're still having issues with fainting, we might have to talk about a defibrillator.
Okay.
And implanting that. Fortunately, I don't think we're there yet. But if, let's say, heaven forbid, tomorrow you had another episode, despite being on medicine, that's something that we start to have to think about. And fortunately, you're big enough where, and tall enough that we can put the standard adult type of defibrillator in. I strongly encourage everybody that you're around, family members, your best friends, you hang out with the most, any relatives, to learn CPR.
Yeah.
And it's easy enough now. You can honestly go to YouTube and
learn how to do it
do
that
a
fast.
search for CPR, chest compressions. I mean, there's definitely courses where we can teach you how to do it.
CPR, I know how to do CPR. I will make sure Braylon is well taken care of.
Is there a certain sign that he might be aware of that he would know if he's pushing it?
So the easiest or the sort of the mildest one is just aware that your heart is beating, right? Because our hearts are beating continuously all the time, right? They're on autopilot, and you don't even notice it. But if you are aware of your heart beating, that suggests that maybe it's not beating right. Number two is if you get lightheaded, that means your blood pressure is low, and that's maybe, again, because maybe your heart's not beating, pumping effectively.
Okay.
And then, like I said, fainting is the biggest worry.
Yeah.
And then obviously the biggest worry is a cardiac arrest and needing to be. And then obviously if he has anything that you're concerned about, just give us a call. You know, we're going to see him about every 6 months for a little bit here.
Okay.
Just make sure that your things are still going well.
How you feeling, Braylon?
They say at this point there's nothing too concerning, but they say that the regular levels are 450, but he keeps running back in over 517 even on the medication. So I'm like, well, how exactly are you justifying that the medication is working? Is it just because he hasn't fainted? And all I keep hearing is, well, he can't do sports because sports are what aggravates this. Sports.
It seems like everything was just perfect before the doctor's appointment. But now my mom and dad are really upset about what the doctor said. When I see them upset, it makes me not even want to talk about it and stress them even more.
I feel like you know what he's doing. I feel like you know what he's talking about. Everything he talked about, I understood it fully. I feel like the doctor has my son's best interest because they are really taking their time with this and they're not rushing the whole situation.
Well, I feel like I have to take 100% faith and trust and belief in God, because to me, it just sounds like things aren't being done thoroughly enough. I mean, as long as we don't know what the trigger is, how are we supposed to prevent this from happening again? And how are we just supposed to all just wait for it to happen again? I just don't understand how that sounds like a safe situation. If Braylon's on a medication that is supposed to improve the condition of his heart, then why are the lab results still being looked at the same exact way? They were in the 500s last time we visited. He's been on the medication for a month. They're still in the 500, which is triggering, but yet we're gonna sit back and wait and watch for something to happen. Clearly the medication's working, but how do you know? Are we just justifying the fact that he didn't pass out again and that's why the medications are working?
No, it ain't even that.
Like, why wouldn't you test the heart?
I don't know, babe.
That's what I'm coming from a nursing standpoint. Maybe I don't know everything about cardiology. Maybe I didn't go to school for 10 to 12 years. Maybe I haven't been studying the hearts and everything like that. But the fact that his grandmother, his uncle, and his biological father all have a pacemaker and all could have almost lost their lives. Granted, it was probably 10, 15, 20 years ago that this happened.
Yes.
Why aren't they taking it serious whenever I tell them?
The reason why I say that, they got more technology, they got more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding about the whole heart situation because they done did so many studies and tests on this stuff. Yes, I feel like the doctor has answered all of my questions. Maybe not my wife's because she is very distraught about this, and I understand completely, totally, because we are still lost with this. We are still lost. We're taking this thing day by day.
I think I'm just freaking out because I know that his father would not be alive if it wasn't a constant pacemaker and defibrillator keeping his body and shocking him.
And they probably didn't have this type of medication years back though, Brooke. That's what you gotta think, babe.
Marco seems to be a little less emotional about this. He doesn't seem to have the same reaction as I have, and that's okay, but I'm a nurse, so I understand. Listen, there are certain things that you just need to do to make sure that your child and your patient is being taken care of. If you're telling me that physical exertion is something that could stress my son's heart out, then why aren't we hopping him on a treadmill, hooking him up to some monitors and figuring that out? Why are we just taking a pill for what it is and saying, oh, he hasn't passed out again, great, we're just not gonna do anything about it? To me, I don't like it. I'm not here for it, and I will definitely be looking into a second opinion. I could see if there was a change in the result of the long QT. I could see if the number went down from 500 to 450. I could see if the pill actually had an evidence other than him not fainting, but I don't know. All I know is he's not fainting.
They both want to see what's best for me, and I know I'm in the perfect hands. I love my mom and my dad so much, I just hate to see them stressed out.
That's my whole thing on it. I don't know. That's how I feel about it. Beverly Hall family, let me know how you feel about it.
This is gonna be a journey. It's not a quick fix. We already know that. You can't just quick fix it, Brooke.
What I'm supposed to live every day in my life, worried about where my son is, can't give him any sense of privacy, have to constantly check my phone to check his heart rate. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping.
It's normal, but in due time we will find out. But in good time. In due time, but in good time.